Good afternoon. Thought I'd just start with a few words from a book and see if you can tell me which book it is. These two very old people are the father and mother of Mr. Bucket. Their names are Grandpa Joe and Grandma Josephine. And these two very old people are the father and mother of Mrs. Bucket. Their names are Grandpa George and Grandma Georgina. This is Mr. Bucket. This is Mrs. Bucket. Mr. and Mrs. Bucket have a small boy whose name is Charlie Bucket. This is Charlie. How do you do? And how do you do? And how do you do again? He is pleased to meet you. So, do you recognise the start of that book and what that book is? It is, of course, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. One of my favourites, and also one of the books of one of the best authors, Australian authors, Roald Dahl. Now, unfortunately, I'm not coming to you live because of a bit of a problem with my Wi-Fi, so I'm just recording this. So, I'm Kim Dunn from Positive Young Minds. Thanks for joining me. Please comment as if it were live and I'll go back and have a look. Today, I just wanted to chat a little bit about reluctant readers and what you can perhaps do to help them at home. So there's about 5 different points. So the first point is example, or what we call modelling. So do you read? Is it normal in your house for people to sit and read? Because if it's not, it's a bit tricky for your child to think of this as being just a normal activity. So what are you doing? Because your child will be watching you. Do you value reading? Do you give books as gifts? Do you go to the library? Do you get excited when your child brings home a new book or even a new reader from school? So what sort of messages are you giving to your child? So that's what we call modelling. So number two is the environment. What sort of environment are you creating? Is there a comfortable place for your child to sit and read? A quiet place? Or perhaps is the background a bit chaotic to actually sit down and enjoy the book? Is there a comfy chair where perhaps you and your child can sit together and read? Is there time? Have you made time in the busy schedule after school where reading is an expected and a fun and enjoyable activity to do? Or has it become a bit of a chore? The third thing is, has your child got a book they really like? Is it, it might be a fiction or a non-fiction book. Maybe they're just interested in dinosaurs and space and that's all they want to read about. So that's fine. It doesn't really matter. Maybe they have a great imagination and want to be transported to a fun, exciting new world, a new universe. Or maybe they're interested in horses or nurses or football. So you can basically guarantee nowadays, whatever interest your child has, there's something out there for them. And maybe they want to read a graphic novel or listen to an audio book. There are lots of different ways of engaging them in reading. So that's the third thing. The fourth thing about reluctant readers is to make sure there's not a problem. A really good, a common red flag warning sign I see is kids who have had ear infections when they're younger. So depending on the frequency of the ear infection and also how long it lasted for, it can be they've missed out on a little bit of their speech and language development crucial period. And you may find they have difficulty sounding out words, and that makes reading a chore. So if you're not sure, first instance, have a talk to your teacher and see if there's a particular problem. And you can always look at doing an assessment. At Positive Young Minds, we do those assessments and we'd be more than happy to help you with that. Because if your child has an underlying learning difficulty when it comes to reading, it's going to be really frustrating for them to sit and enjoy the activity that they want to do. And then the fifth thing is options. So about sharing the books with your child. A few different ways you can read. One, your child may read the whole book themselves. 2, you can take it in turns. You could read a paragraph or a page each and just share it round a bit. Thirdly, you could read the book to them, and it doesn't matter how old they are. It's a really good way for them still to get the value of reading. They have the exposure to print, they have the fun and the enjoyment of the story, and as an extra bonus, they have that special time with you. So that's reading by themselves, sharing the reading with them, or you reading it to them. Another one when they get a bit older is for you to read the book as well. I was really lucky, and my mum read one of the books my child had to read for high school, and so she could then talk to her about the book, and it was a great thing to do. So that's another option for you to look at. So there's a few tips there about how to engage a reluctant reader. Give them a book they're interested in, share the reading with them, model, sit down and read as well so they know it's a great thing to do. Value reading, give them books, take them to the library, help them choose, talk to them about the book, get excited about the book. And lastly, well, two last things. One, think about the environment in which they're reading. And the last one is, if you do think there's a problem, the earlier you can get into that, the better. So, yeah, hopefully that's helped you. If you like this and find it useful, please tag a friend, comment, send me a like or a love, so I don't just feel I'm sitting here talking to myself. Questions, comments, put down, and I'll come back and check later. So if you believe, like I do, that it takes a village to raise a child, share, comment, share it round, so together we can create wonderful adults. Thanks for listening and watching.